Hi, I'm here today to help you fill out your elapsed time to the nearest 5 minutes input page. If you don't have your workbook with you now, go get it, or press pause, go get it, and come back. Okay, everyone should have this page out in front of them now. And we are going to tackle this. So the past 2 lessons have been learning how to tell time on a clock. Now we can use that information to find elapsed time, or how much time has gone by from one event starting to it ending. Okay, let's look at our page. Once you are comfortable telling time on a clock, it's time to start solving for elapsed time. And if you don't know how to spell this, it's at the top of your page. So once you are comfortable telling time on a clock, it's time to start solving for elapsed time. And remember, elapsed time is just how much time has gone by. Starting time, ending time, how long in between. Okay, in order to solve for elapsed time, you need to know 2 things: the starting time and the ending time. So we will write in starting and ending. I'll show it to you right here. This is a good time to remind you, if I ever go too fast, feel free to pause the video and catch up. If you feel like I'm going too slow, you can set the speed to 2 times and you can hear me talk really, really fast. Okay, now let's look at our first example. So it says from 3:10, that's our starting time, to 3:45, that's our ending time. And then it has some steps for us to follow, which is always helpful. Mark the starting minutes on the clock with a green dot. The starting minutes are, okay? So with a green dot, hold on 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't have my green and red. All I had was purple. Okay, so it says mark the starting minutes on the clock with a green dot. Notice it doesn't talk about the hour. We don't care about the hour because the hour is staying the same. It's 3 to 3. Okay, so for our minutes, they start at 3:10. So I'm going to put a dot where 10 minutes would be on the clock. And that's right at 2, because I can count 5, 10, or I could count all the individual spaces and get 10 again. Okay, so that's where it starts. The starting minutes are 10. I'm going to put it right there in my green since I have my green out. Mark the ending minutes on the clock with a red dot. The ending minutes are, 45. I know that because it told me. So I can count by 5s to get to 45. And I would find that it ended up on the 9. That's 45 minutes. Okay, the ending minutes are 45. Okay, next step, I'm going to switch back to my purple to keep it all straight. Count by 5s from the blank dot to the blank dot. From the first dot to the last dot. Okay. I like to write my 5s with a bump, so I say like this. And I'll do it each time. I feel like it gets us in a good habit for when we have to use bigger, more complicated numbers. So 5, 5, 5, 5, and it starts to look like a pretty flower. 5, 5, 5. Okay, I've got all these 5s going around the clock. Now I can count by the 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I know that there are 35 minutes between 3:10 and 3:45. So the elapsed time is 35 minutes. Okay. Now another sentence to read. You can also show elapsed time on a blank. Well, if you'll notice, what I have at the bottom here is a number line, and that's what we want to put in there, on a number line. So you can show elapsed time on a clock, or you can show it on a number line. What is helpful about a number line is you can make a number line as long as you want. And so you could use that number line to solve for elapsed time for several hours. Whereas a clock is kind of confusing because you would keep going around and around and you might lose count. So number lines are good for solving bigger amounts of time, but we're going to practice it within the hour. Okay? Follow the same directions as you did on the clock above. You should get the blank final answer. Same. We should get the same final answer. It shouldn't matter which tool we use to solve for this, we should get the same answer. Okay, luckily I still have my green and red pens. Hopefully you have your green and red pencils or crayons or pens or whatever you have. I'm going to pull out my green. So we're following the same steps up here. Mark the starting minutes on the number line instead of clock with a green dot. The starting minutes are 10. So you can see that my number line has minutes but no hours written. If you want, well, we can go ahead with purple and write the hours on there. So it would start at 3 o'clock, then 3:10, then 3:20, then 3:30, then 3:40, then 3:50, then 4 o'clock. So these number lines you could use with any problem because the hours are blank. You just change the hours. Now we're ready to put a dot at 3:10. So there's my green dot at 3:10. And we need a red dot at our ending time, which is 3:45. Notice that there's not 5s labeled, so we find the 3:40. This next line that is not labeled is 3:45. So we're counting by 5s. We just have every other one labeled because it gets too crowded if you have all those numbers up there. So I'm going to put a red dot at the line between 3:40 and 3:50 because that is 3:45. Okay, now I'm ready to use my purple to show my 5s. Just like this. I'm going to do that all the way across till I get to the red dot. Using the green and red is helpful because green means go, so I go ahead with my 5s, and red means stop, so I stop counting my 5s. Okay, so I have all my 5s done. Now I can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Same answer, thank goodness. So we say the elapsed time is 35 minutes. All right, you have a chance now to tackle your output page independently. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.